Dave Bruce from Amplify, and I'm talking to Ella Powell. Ella Powell. Yeah, if you don't know it, you better stick around and listen to what she's got to say.
Hey
All
Dave,
right.
how are you?
Ella, have you always wanted to be an artist? When did you get this songwriting bug?
Yeah, I think I always knew it was what I wanted to do. When I was like when I started to talk really, I was always singing around the house, but my parents laughed because they were like I sounded like a dying cat. Um so they got me singing lessons and then it all just kind of went from there and hopefully my voice has improved since then. But I started in musical theatre for a bit and then I think that gave me the confidence to kind of branch out and do, what my true passion is, which is being an artist.
Okay, you got the National Junior Songwriter of the Year, the CCMA National Junior. When was that for Paper Town?
Yeah, so that was in 2021. That was for my first single release, which was really exciting.
And how old were you then?
Oh, 16. I think I just turned 16. So I'm 21 now. Yeah, maths is not my strong point.
That's madness. So, basically, I think back to my, I was just getting drunk and falling over and doing a whole range of stuff when I was in my 20s. So, to have a sort of a purpose and all that sort of stuff, I think it can be positive and negative because sometimes it can take you down a path and get you avoiding growing up. And sometimes it could be, exactly what you need. So, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, give us a bit of a rundown of the last sort of 5 years since you've been, or it's not quite five, it's four, I think, isn't it? Since your People's Choice Award. No, it's 6 years. That was 2019. People's Choice Awarded, obviously 15. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I was, yeah, 14 and I was turning 15 that year.
that's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So give us a bit of a rundown of the last 5 years, what you've been doing, where you've been going, all that sort of stuff, quickly.
Yeah, definitely. So I won People's Choice Award that year, and I knew a bit about country music, but I hadn't really explored it yet. And my dad was like, "Come on, let's just pack the car, let's go up to Tamworth." So I went up, won that award, and I was like, "Whoa!" It kind of really opened my eyes up to everything. And then I started kind of co-writing with a lot of people, and meeting new people, and working in that kind of country space. And I released multiple singles, Paper Town along the way behind the glass, and I had a decent bit of success with a couple of those singles, which kind of then led me to a bunch of festivals. I've done heaps of touring, played some really cool shows, which has been great. And then over the last maybe year or so, I decided I was ready to kind of explore a little bit more, where I wanted to go as an artist and with my songwriting. And I met a friend called Ben Horsley who wrote this song with me and produced it, and we've kind of I've sent him a million text messages. I've been like, okay, this is like this artist, I like this kind of style and this, and we've been kind of blending everything together to make myself. And so that's kind of been where I've been at the last year prior to this release.
How would you describe your sound then? And it sounds like it's changed since, 5 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, it definitely is. I'd say it's like, country pop for the overthinkers. More, not as polished country pop. Like this song has a saxophone solo. It's incorporating elements and instruments that aren't necessarily heard within country music, and that's just kind of what I'm absolutely loving.
And is this like obviously have you been over? You've been over the States, I presume.
No, not yet. I
Well,
am dying to get there.
well, it's pretty obvious that that's where it all hits, and you'll probably end up living in Nashville for a period and all that sort of stuff because that seems to be what a lot of artists do, just for the environment, if not for the opportunities. And so, okay, all that's to come. And is the change to meet your evolution or your thoughts of commercial realization? The
Yeah,
change of the sound.
that's a really good question. No, I think possibly before I was more focusing on the commercialization, but I think as I've grown up and matured a bit, I've realized that you've just got to be true to yourself because there's so many sacrifices you have to make and it's not always an easy path, so you have to love what you're doing. And I think that's kind of led me to this point of going, all right, this is exactly who I am as an artist. Let's put it out there and let's kind of see what happens.
I think consciously you've got 24 hours a day, and you're much better off living here and trying to work out how you can have a fullness in every day rather than working for an event and winning an award or waiting for the tour or and then putting everything into getting to that place. So I think that's a good idea. And I think I do a lot of interviews, and we ask a question about advice from especially from the long termers and or the old timers, and they say, true to yourself, just do your thing, because ultimately trying to do someone else's thing never realizes your outcome. So, you're better off being happy and wherever you are than sad and a superstar. Okay.
Yeah, I think it shows as well if you're not being true to yourself. I think people can see that.
So you've been to Tamworth a few times, have you?
Yeah, I've been quite a few times. This year I was in Toyota Star Maker. I was in the top 10, which was a really, really fun experience to be back kind of performing it on Toyota Park where I did back in 2019 when I was, what, 14. So yeah, I've been a few
I,
times now.
I would imagine a lot of artists, because a lot of artists, as they become established and even, iconic, like to give back sort of thing. So I'd imagine a 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old artist would be someone that they'd want to, look at and advise. Who's been influencing you? What artists have been influencing you over the period? Who have you been looking at and who have you been talking to?
Yeah, within Australia, I when I first went to Tamworth, Adam Harvey messaged me because it was for the Country Turns Pink, and this was the very first year I went, so when I was 14, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to get up and like sing a duet, and you can be like my guest kind of emerging artist?" And
Lady
that
Gaga, Lady Gaga on Star Is Born. Yeah, pull him on stage. Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, and so that was really, really good experience, and I think that kind of shaped my trajectory for that week, especially. And he was really supportive. I met Casey Chambers early on in the days. I think I was 11, and I was busking outside a supermarket. And I sung her song, not knowing she was actually sitting across like on the beach at Terrigal.
oh my God.
And then she came over
She's
and
a
we got like
lead.
a photo together.
She's a lead. She's an icon.
Yeah, and I think just like I've made so many nice friends and stuff, especially, being in the Toyota Star Maker this year and all the festivals that I've done over the years and my band, like it's all really good vibes.
Good work, good work. Okay, Passerby is just been released today. Did you say today?
Today. Yep.
Passerby, what's it all about? Describe its origin and evolution.
Yeah, so I think I mentioned before how I said kind of this past year I've been really working it on my sound. And I think at the very start of that, I was feeling really frustrated. I think I'd outgrown what I was previously doing, and I just felt like the days were moving too fast. Life was literally just passing me by. I was overwhelmed, I was uncertain. And when I went up to Tamworth this year, I met Ben, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, we can do some writing sometime." And then we got talking about a whole bunch of music stuff. We jumped in, did a co-write, and I just explained to him kind of how I was feeling. And he was like, "Oh, so you feel like life's just passing you by?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And then we like pass it by, and it all kind of just came together. And then we spent a long time working like on the production of this song, just to really refine that sound. And it got sent over to UK. We had John War put the saxophone solo on, got sent over to Nashville, and of course, artists here put a bunch of tracks on too. So that was kind of the evolution of it. And it's been really exciting because ironically, I feel like I've really found myself in the production of this song.
Let me tell you, you're 21, you're going to have about four lifetimes by the time you find yourself. So I wouldn't worry about finding yourself now, because you're going to have partners come and go. You're going to have, careers. If you know labels will sign you up, you'll be excited and you'll leave one and then you'll go to another and all this sort of stuff. That's just the nature of the music industry, unfortunately, because, they're all businesses. But it sounds like you'll be a bit more savvy maybe than most 21-year-olds, because you have been around a bit and you'll have some connection. So that's pretty cool. Is there an EP or an album on the drawing board?
Definitely. We're working on a bunch more songs in the background, so a few more singles into next year, and then that will lead then to whether that's an EP or an album. I'm still kind of working out, but it's definitely going to lead to a big body of work, which I'm so excited for because I love, albums and EPs and getting to kind of take listeners on a story throughout it. I think it's a really cool thing.
Did you say that you're playing an event for Passerby?
Yes, tonight at a Den Divine in Broadbeach. I live in Sydney, but I've come up here for the week and done some promotional stuff. And yeah, so having a little show there tonight after the I think it's Listen Up competition.
Okay, well, I
After
don't
that's
think this
done.
will get out by then. I could possibly get it out today, but maybe it probably won't. And what about other tours and events you have coming up? What have you got coming up?
Yeah, so I've got some more local shows sort of next month. And then by the end of kind of the year and start of next year, I got a whole bunch of things in the pipeline that's just kind of working itself together at the moment. But I will be announcing a bunch of stuff soon, which will be on Instagram, Facebook, website, all those kind of places.
And you must be thinking about the US at some stage, surely.
Definitely. Yeah, it is definitely something I've
Because you just
got
have
my
to,
eye on.
with the credentials that you've got here, you'll get noticed over there. The music industry is a lot of lecherous people trying to make a quid. So they look for any opportunity that takes place. And it's not like you've got a bad look. It's not like you've got a bad voice. It's not like you don't have some credentials. So I'd say you don't have to hit there and start playing about. And you'll probably find that, that place, it's like you go to a local fete versus going to Disneyland. There's a lot more stuff to do in the States.
Yeah.
You can travel. You can't travel from one town to another town without a whole country, Western country and Western opportunity. Whereas here, it's sort of a bit more, you know, in certain places. So, I'd be, if I was giving you some advice, I'd be saying, just jump over there, take a
Yeah.
take a risk, go over and just land and see what happens. Because apart from the fact that you'll develop your career, you'll probably find out a lot about yourself as well. And I know it's not the greatest place in the world, America, because they're fighting each other, but it happens to be the best place for you from a musical point of view, I would think.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely in the pipeline and it definitely will happen in the next couple of years. I've just, yeah, financially we've been trying to trying
No,
to make
I
it
understand
work.
that. I
So
understand that. Are your parents musical?
no, so that's the funny thing. There is not one person in my family, like even going back really far. No,
Well,
there's
you
no
must have seen something then. What did you see early that took you down a musical path, or was it some teacher you had in prep or something or other that sort of started you singing or something?
I don't know. And that's what me and my family always joke about because we're like, where did this come from? I come from quite a big soccer family. So I'm I'm kind of the odd one out. But I grew up listening to like, Eva Cassidy, the Beatles, all that, because I grew up in England in my
Ella
early.
Cassidy is just, oh, and to think she died before she even started, and she's a superstar, really. She's got such a fantastic voice. Anyhow, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I noticed her like stuff through my dad. He showed me her stuff, and I think that probably really shaped me really early on, even subconsciously. And then yeah, I just started singing when I was 4 or 5, and honestly, I don't really have memories early enough to know what the connection was, but it just kind of happened, which
He's
is
probably he's probably pushing you to go to London or something rather so you can catch the soccer. So you better watch out about that, I would say.
yeah, probably,
Okay,
probably.
if you could perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose and why?
Oh,
Because collaboration, really, ultimately, collaboration's the way a lot of people start. Because they get a Bieber connection or something or other, and all of a sudden they've got a life and all this sort of stuff. So, a lot of collaborations, and there's a lot of people that like collaborating in the country area.
yeah, definitely. I've loved all the kind of co-writing I've done myself, but I think right now it would probably be Lana Del Rey. I'm very influenced by kind of, her
Yeah,
sound, her
yeah,
style, all that, and I feel like she's kind of created almost a genre of her
yeah,
own.
yeah, yeah.
And to be able to bring in all those elements and sounds is something that's really inspired me.
Yeah.
So I would say probably her. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it would change. I think I'd say her.
All right. What about long-term aspirations? Is it an event? Is it the album? What are you looking forward to? What's the longer-term aspiration?
Yeah, oh look, my dream is to make, a successful career out of my music. And to be able to take it globally and just connect with people. And that's kind of the big goal. And I'm just doing all my little steps to get there. And at the moment, it's refining my sound. I've released Passerby, it'll be a couple more singles, then an album. I'm gonna jump hopefully on a bunch more tours, some festivals, and then go to the States and then kind of just hopefully keep, doing those baby steps and those habits every day to reach that goal. So that's the plan at the moment.
All right. Let's finish with some quick-fire questions to get you in strife. Uh, what,
All right.
what's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Gosh, accidentally set my Doc Martens on fire.
How did you do that? How did you do that?
I was leaning on a fire, completely sober as well. This was only a couple of years ago, and didn't realize that my shoe was actually catching on fire, and half of it had fallen off, and I had crispy toes for a little while,
Oh my
unfortunately.
goodness. What's the one topic you can talk about for hours?
Oh,
You're probably not old enough to have a topic to talk about, actually, but
um, probably women's rights. I'm very passionate about all that kind of stuff, and I try to convey
oh,
that in my music.
then you better watch out. Don't go to America because at the moment they're trying to suppress women in every way that they can probably do so. So it's a great subject. We could have a big long conversation about it, but we won't.
We
What's
could.
what's the one thing you like most about yourself?
Um, Probably the being truthful is that whether that's in my, everyday life or also just putting real life experiences into my songs.
Well, that's good. I think truthful, that'll set you free at some stage. So keep being truthful. Okay. Now these are all time or today. Favorites. Favorite album.
Oh, it's terrible, but I'm loving Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter right now. Definitely not a long-term one, but right
Nothing
now
better.
it's so
Great.
good.
Favorite artist?
Ash, she's an American artist, incredible.
Yeah. Favorite movie?
Oh, oh goodness. Probably one of the classics like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang or something.
A classic.
Yeah,
Classic. So Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It's a classic, I suppose. I suppose.
in some way, maybe more.
A classic for someone. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Favorite place to visit?
Oh, I love Noosa up in Queensland. Absolutely love it there. We go there a lot. And hopefully Nashville when I go.
Nashville. You'll love Nashville. Sydney's a pretty mad place. I lived there for a couple of years. Sydney's a good place. Nothing wrong with Sydney. It's just too busy on the roads. But apart from that, everything's in Sydney.
Yeah, I love Sydney. I love the busyness as well. So it probably
And the
suits me.
beaches are good. They're not like other beaches, but they've got their own sort of style. And that you drive up north to Newcastle and all that, all the beaches along there and all the towns. I think I think it's a pretty cool place myself. Favorite venue to play?
Oh, I love the Beer Shed it's in Campbelltown, I think.
Yeah,
I've played there quite a few times. Absolutely love it. Done a bunch of shows there. The people are amazing.
yeah,
Molly Jai. Yeah,
yeah.
great venue.
Tamworth. What's Tamworth like?
Oh, as in venue wise.
Yeah, as in the different stages, I presume.
Yeah, you've got the bunch of different stages, and then you've got all like the pubs and clubs that have like the concerts and stuff as well. I really like the press up there. I've played there before, and that's got a really cool vibe.
Favorite food?
Chocolate. What can I say? Got a sweet tooth. Yeah, marvelous creation.
Cadbury's, obviously, though.
Oh yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
I'm a mad chocoholic too. I reckon I went about 5 years at one stage in my life where I had a block every day, sort of things.
Oh, I get that. It's fair enough.
Oh, yeah, it's mad. Favorite drink? Coffee.
Oh, probably not coffee. Probably like if we're talking alcoholic, maybe like a mojito, non-alcoholic tea.
Tea, as in a black tea with milk,
Yeah,
or as
yeah,
in,
Dilmah with one sugar. I'm English, so that's probably why.
Hope they send you a box of Dilmah now that you've advertised them. Um, favorite person in history, apart from me?
Probably
You
my
know,
mom.
I mean,
Probably my mom. I know that sounds very
no, no,
like
no, that's cool, man.
she's really shaped me into
She's
the person
obviously
I am.
another lib women's lib sort of person, I presume. She's obviously someone that a strong female.
She is, and she's really shaped me into who I am. And of course, my dad as well. Like they've both taken me
It's
to
not
all
not
my gigs.
common. You know,
Yeah.
you think having good parents is common, but it's not really common because a lot of parents are driven. And so they're going somewhere or doing something or other, and they sort of try and create their kids rather than let their kids become whoever they're going to become. And so
Oh,
it's
yeah.
good that you've got good parents, man, because you'll fall back on that as you move forward and it'll help shape you when you become a parent yourself. And the last question, I don't even reckon you've got one. You're a clean skin, I presume. Favorite tattoo?
Oh, I actually do, but they're hidden. I have a little one that says "Be brave," and
That you can
it's
see.
well, it's kind of like more on my ribs that you can't really see, but it's says "Be brave," and it's from my nan because my nan has always told me, before every show and all that, she lives in England, and she'll message me, be like, "Be brave, Ella, be brave," and that's kind of like my motto now.
I heard today, I was watching something or other, and someone said, "What's the difference between a hero and a coward?" What's the not the difference? They said, "What's the common thing with between a hero and a coward?" And he said they're both afraid, but the hero walks forward and the coward walks back. And so that to me was cool. So when you talk about, be brave, don't worry about being afraid. I'll tell you who it was. It was this morning on the American show that I watch. Lionel Richie was talking. And Lionel Richie, if you can get it, you should get it and have a look because he was talking about the fact that he was afraid his whole life, 55, 60 as a solo to perform. He used to be he was great with the Commodores because he had all his guys around him, but as a solo, and he had to really, sort of push himself and all this sort of stuff. And he was talking about different events where he went at 55 or 60 and he was, so I'm just saying that just to say, having fear before you perform, superstars like that have it all the time. Don't be afraid if you've got it all the time. Just keep going on stage. That's all you got to
Yep.
do. You got to keep just turning up. So keep turning up. It's cool, man. Well, that's it. It's lovely to meet you, and I'm sure that we'll see as I do all this press every day. I'm sure that I'll do press for you and see that you have gone over there, and then all of a sudden someone will discover you, and then you'll become, Shania Twain or something or other, or and you'll or Sarah Bareilles or something or other, and you'll get behind a piano at some stage and sing to crowds of people and all this. And I'll say, I'll be 100, but I'll say, I used to know her. We did an interview when she was 21.
Fingers crossed. Let's hope that
No,
that
that'll take place. All you've got to do is, in my view, there's a moment in collaboration. So you've got the talent, you've already got, and if I can just say, you're born with everything you need. So you don't need any more than what you've got. So you've got what you need. So all you need to do now is just turn up and use what you've got. Don't worry about getting better, getting bigger, getting more likes, getting more. All that'll happen organically when it happens. And when it happens, it'll happen big. So if it doesn't happen until later, don't worry about it because the script is you've got to learn something. So you're learning whatever you're learning as you're moving around. So keep advancing and all that. That's why I say if you go to America, in my view, that's the guts of it. So if you just turn up there and get off a lot of people just turn up places, they go as actors, they go from somewhere to LA or something like that, and then they get discovered when they're working in some sort of bar or something or other. Someone sees them and all of a sudden, bang, they're off and running. So in your case, you already know how to busk. In your case, you already know how to perform. So you're not going to have any problem showing people your talent. And if that's the place to go, I always think, why wait? Just go. Now, I know you say financially and all that sort of stuff. A lot of us backpacked through Europe when we were kids, and it was probably a time we all remember, vividly. So, I-
Very good advice. Thank you.
I'd,
I'm gonna
I'd
have that.
I'd say you've got the talent. So just show the world, and the world will see that you got the talent. So all power to you. Good luck with everything. Hope the single goes well. We'll put some publicity up. We'll put the interview out, and people can see who you are.
Amazing. That would be great. Thank you so much for your time, Dave. It was lovely
All,
to meet you.
all the best. Namaste. See you later.
All right, see ya. Bye. Bye.